Time, but I tell people ask these 4 questions first. Like, what's your real name? Let's get let's get your full name out here, like your government name, the one on your birth certificate. Yeah, so let's get your full name. You need to ask, are you dating anyone? Is anyone dating you?
Yeah.
Does anybody think that they're dating you?
Yes.
Do you have any kids? Does anybody think that they may have kids with you?
These are very realistic questions.
You really have to, ask these questions because maybe, let's say, hopefully, you're so connected to God that if they're lying in any way, that God would show you.
You just discern.
Through you'll discern it, or you have a dream or a vision. Something. I used to pray my whole life through, probably since I was a little girl, was Holy Spirit alert me.
Yeah.
Like, let me know what's going on and what I need to see and where I am. And that prayer has worked for me, so hopefully you take that on for yourself. But literally, you want to be sure that in that like realm, you're asking real questions. And it's not just what's your favorite color. It's also what do you value in a relationship. It's also what do you look forward to. It's also, do you actually want to build a home? What does family look like to you? Different things. Like what type of person do you see in your future? Do not insert yourself in that person's future. First, understand what that future looks like for them, and then decide if you would be good in there, which comes to the next realm, which is the realm of decision, right? Ooh. When you decide, oh girl, okay. Sing for us.
When you decide.
What you gonna do? Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna go? What you gonna do? Yeah, pretty much.
And I think that everyone's timeline will be different depending on how long takes place. Some people like someone for years, and
it
doesn't progress until anything further. I think that it's possible, depending on, there could be interest that doesn't go anywhere for a long time, that doesn't go any further because maybe you've not had right timing, wrong timing, whatever. So I think that at the point of decision, you need to make your decision fast.
Yeah.
Because you're going to leave your heart in this very vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And it begins to cause anxiety or a level of hopelessness because you're waiting for this person to turn around and like you, especially if you're in a friend zone. Yeah. And it's just not gonna happen.
It's just not happen. And I want to share, just as a therapist, like literally, what you don't want to do, because this is what usually happens with the illusion of options. Either the man or the woman starts to ghost one person.
Oh yeah.
Do you understand?
I'm guilty.
Oh my God, be delivered.
No. But this is not my own self. But
you're born again. Amen. So
I'm born again. I don't do that anymore. Okay, I'm very intentional.
We thank God. We bless Him. Okay,
Woo!
So what happens in that realm of illusions is when you decide, oh my God, this is the person I want to stick with, or no, I don't know if I want, you don't know where you are anymore, you now ghost somebody.
Yeah.
Now when you ghost someone who was now vulnerable with you, who showed you their heart, who shared things about their life with you, what you're doing is you're almost invalidating their existence. You're telling them they don't matter. Their words don't matter. Their life almost does not matter because it's extremely unkind.
Yeah.
And like being in the mental health space, it happens way too much. Just communicate, even if it's
hey, this isn't working for me
this
anymore.
is not working for me. This is not what I want. And I understand that you may or may not have wanted this, and this may hurt, etc. But just wanted to be honest and upfront with you.
Or if one person, you feel that person is really liking you, but you're just not on the same page, still have a very sensitive conversation.
Yeah.
Like obviously use wisdom, but be like, hey, I noticed that you're showing this level of attention, or I've noticed that these things keep happening, and I just want to let you know, I'm not assuming, I don't want to assume anything, but this these things tell me that I'm liked in other scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to let you know that I'm not interested in that sort of way.
This woman.
Blah blah blah. And it's okay to do that, you know.
Yeah.
It's actually okay, and I think more times than not, people will be grateful that you cut them off.
Yeah,
quickly.
even if it stings them in the beginning, in the long run, they'll be like, gosh, I'm so grateful. You know, gosh, I'm so grateful that maybe they didn't ghost me or kept me lingering longer or any of those things. Because how you treat people matter.
It does.
Like a lot of people have this thing that, oh, my intentions are good, which means it's fine. No, it's not. Your intentions and your actions need to align at all, as much as you possibly can. Like, just like precept on precept, intentions and actions, let them align. Because if I say I love you and I slap you, how?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't align. It doesn't make sense. So if you're watching this and you ghosted somebody, maybe send them a text.
Repent.
Just repent to God for sure, because God is definitely coming for your tail. But
it's not cool, guys.
But just send a text, maybe like, hey, I'm sorry, during this season of my life, I did not, like, take full responsibility. Don't like, I didn't have the maturity it took to have this level of conversation with you. And now that I'm looking back, I'm really sorry that I may have hurt you in a way that I did not see coming. So I'm just really sorry, and I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me. Like that is healthy, and it's also healthy for you.
Yeah, and I've definitely had that happen where I've had to have that conversation, or someone's had that conversation with me. And I remember a particular story that happened, a particular situation. I was told that, hey, I just want us to be friends, blah blah blah, and it cut deep, because I really liked him. And but then when I remember I was crying to my therapist at the time, and I was pretty young. I was 21 or something.
Yeah.
And I was crying to her like, he doesn't like me, and she was like, I understand all of this, but surely this is a good thing. He's not trying to lead you on or anything like that. I was like, this is true. So I put on my big girl panties and I moved on.
Ghosting is like ghosting, emotional abuse, and a lot of things can be prevented if you just pack up and say, look, this is the realm of decision I'm in, and I don't think you're the person for me. And then we have the people who fight the people that are for them. Let's not get into that. What happens when you meet somebody who is literally for you, but because you would have to give up on bad things that you're doing,
you don't want it.
You don't want it. Like, when a challenge presents itself that is going to allow you to grow and evolve and be the best you, no matter how hard it is, just surrender, bow, humble yourself. Pretty much,
I feel you.
Because, wait, sorry, you were talking about Devon Franklin, right? He had a book called The Truth About Men, and he was talking about how his father cheated on his mother
with another lady in the church.
With another lady in the church, and he thought, oh my God, no men are faithful. No man in the world is faithful. And then he was saying on the Breakfast Club that he had to go find out what is it going to take for him to be faithful. And that's when he came up with the discovery that in every man there's a what?
There's a dog and a man.
Do you want to talk about that?
It's this idea that, the dog is lust driven. He sees what he wants, he hunts, he gets what he wants, and that's it. The other person, the man, is mature enough to have conversations and emotionally aware enough to say, hey, actually this is happening. Do I actually want this? Am I ready or mature enough for this? Are my actions and my words aligning? All of these things, which are really, really important and make for a very, very safe dating experience, because what you don't want to become is this unsafe person. You're not safe to date. People wouldn't recommend you because you're just...
And you're not even safe to yourself.
You
know, I pray for discernment out here in the streets. That guy that you love so much, Tim Ross.
Yes.
That is your guy.
I love
Tim and Juliet are her people.
I love them. If you are watching this, I love you. I love you guys so much.
She's gonna get all emotional here, right? But Tim Ross says something that I think is so profound. He's been married to Juliet, I don't know for how many years now, but a long time. 20-something years. And he said something. He said he dares a woman to DM him.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
He said, I dare a woman to DM me. I dare them to flirt with me because it's going to be a problem. Because I am very married and very committed to Juliet. Yeah. And this is my wife. And when you understand the power of covenant, I remember years ago, I went on a retreat somewhere in Nigeria actually, like, I don't know, 2000 and I don't know. And while I was there, I remember the Lord telling me, I want to explain you the power of covenant and the realities of covenant. Not just with God and me and you, but with people. And let me tell you something. Don't play with covenants. Okay? Do not play with covenants because
don't be out here trying to date married people.
Because the real fear of God, and I think John Bevere says it really good, the real fear of God is not being afraid of God, but it's fearing being out of God's will, actually being terrified of being out of God's will. And when you're in this realm of a bunch of illusions and I have options and, you know, praying, you know, some of them are praying, but being with different people, 10 different people, having spreadsheets and doing all of these things. And some of it is because you have a role model who has, I mean, the rappers and the singers, who has all of these cars and all of these women and all of this money, and you saying, yeah, that's what it means to be a man. No, it doesn't.
No.
Because he has that mansion, but his heart is empty. You know, and take it from somebody that does, you know, mental health work. What you see is not the real thing.
Yeah, it's good.
And what you see, it's glitz and glamour.
And there's a lot of loneliness.
A lot of loneliness in it.
Loneliness that doesn't need to. It's self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't actually need to be that way.
Yeah. Because what happened when all of the chicks that were twerking and that were doing so much, what happens when they go home? And then you have 7 baby mamas and then you have to do it again every other night. Like, come on.
Oh my goodness. This feeds into the narrative of this feeling that a lot of men feel that no one cares about them.
Yeah.
But you have no appointed safe people to care for you.
The Bible says his heart trust her, trust your heart in the hands of a safe woman that God has designed for you.
Literally, you're creating chaos for yourself because you wonder why no one cares for you, but you create meaningless connections. You create meaningless dating situations. You cut people off. You ghost them. Vice versa.
This is not like an attack on men or
guys
attack on
and
women.
girls,
Like literally.
The ladies out here as well, you're telling yourself unconsciously and indirectly that I don't matter and I don't deserve this.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling yourself.
Yeah.
And that's really sad.
Yeah.
Because I remember in therapy a couple of years back, I came to this conclusion where I was like, oh, I actually don't love myself. And it made me very sad. I do love myself now. But just disclaimer. But it made me feel very sad because I realized a lot of the things and a lot of my decisions were coming from this place of an absence of love or value for myself.
Yeah.
And how on earth is someone else going to value me if I'm not doing that work internally?
I get that so much. That's so good. Thank you for being transparent and sharing that. I like that for you. But shall we give them tangibles now?
Yes, let's end with the tangibles.
So I guess I'll start with the women. You do not want to play with your heart, and you do not want to play with your value. You want to see yourself as valuable, but also understand that you're valuable. So before you know you're stringing guys along, 5, 3, even if it's 2, like really sit down with yourself and really, really ask yourself, what is it that you want? First of all, ask yourself, who are you? And once you know who you are and your value and your confidence comes from God, then probably ask God, what is the mission that you have given me? So that when you do meet somebody, you can ask yourself, can what God gave me to do fall under his leadership? So that you're not, titsy-totsying, all over town. Because it's not a good look. And not because you're a woman, it's not a good look for men as well, but it's not good for your heart. You deserve better. You deserve to be in a relationship where you're loved, where you're comforted, where you're seen, and where an environment is created for you to thrive. I think it was Sarah Jakes that said, she told God, Please give me a man that I would not have to shrink down for.
That's a prayer.
You know what I'm saying? Please give me a man that I would not have to shrink and become somebody else to accommodate his insecurity. So it's God is faithful. He is very, very faithful. So that's my tangible for
That's
women.
good.
Do you want to go for the men?
Yeah, I would definitely say guard the realm of like.
Woo!
Interest is cool, chemistry is nice. We have chemistry with multiple people, but guard your like. Make sure you're not ruminating and it's not becoming lustful. And also, I think what happens a lot of the time, because you see and you like, and you sometimes people are too eager to delve into and start doing market research. So you've not even decided about the person or befriended them in a healthy way. You've dived into market research. And so the person on the other end is thinking, oh, he's interested. And women eat up momentum, put it in our veins. We love that stuff. We love momentum. But men are more steady. So you're going to keep doing that, and then something's going to distract you because that's energy for you, right?
Yeah.
So remember that in that like stage, guard it. You can't give every woman that level of energy. You will weaken yourself as a man. And then how do you have a defense against lust? How do you have a defense against being with the wrong woman or making the right type of decisions?
Yeah.
So guard the realm of like.
Yeah, there's something, that was so good. There's something that you share a lot that I would like you to say. And I'm gonna ask you a question so that you can go ahead and say, what happens when men are having sex with multiple women? Like, what does that do to their energy and their spirituality? Do you wanna dive in there for us, ma'am? We would like to hear from you.
It's really interesting. In Think and Grow Rich, written by Napoleon Hill, there's a chapter where he talks about using sexual energy or harnessing sexual energy for success, for growth, for increasing your incomes and things like that. Naturally, when you are out here having sex with lots of people, you are giving your strength away. You are giving away your energy. And so if you're in and out of different people's beds, you're not going to have focus to build that business that you've been dreaming of doing for years. You're not going to have energy for, maybe you have a child, or for really developing your child, because you're in and out of people's beds. And you are not a bee, and it's not pollination season. It's not pollen season where you just be dotting from flower to flower. Focus yourself and harness that energy. And I think that there's a lot to say about a disciplined man who knows how to, not just discipline because the girl is waiting, so he feels like, oh, I have to wait, but discipline yourself because you love yourself. I heard Mike Tyson say that one time, that I discipline myself because discipline is a form of self-love. Yes, it's a form of telling myself, do you know what? Because I'm so great, I have to have boundaries. And giving yourself continuously in that sort of way is detrimental. It's going to kill you.
And your mental health. And do not feel like you're a wimp or you're soft or you're not man enough because you choose to discipline yourself and because you choose to love your woman well. I think it was Ciara's husband, Russell Wilson, that they were calling him a square on all of the internet because he was loyal and he wanted to stay committed and he wanted to stay with one person. They would say, oh, he's a square. No, he's not a square. You grew up in bondage. Tweet
that.
You grew up in bondage, so you think what is healthy, what is supposed to be healthy is foreign to you because you're familiar to bondage. So familiarity with bondage now makes everything that is freedom look foreign. And what I always tell clients is choose foreign freedom over familiar bondage. Not because you're familiar to this little pad hole here that stings, you should stay there. Go, if it's freedom and it's foreign, keep pressing for it.
That's good.
Because it's worth it, and you're worth it.
You are so worth it.
So I think with that,
we are coming to the close and the end of episode 2. Thank you so much for rocking with us, for coming through, for sitting through all of this conversation, for hearing what we have to say. We hope that you took time to comment below, and if you haven't, please go to the comments and see what people are saying. We want this to be a conversation. We're not just talking at you. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to tweet, share on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter. You can see all of our @s and our handles right now. And make sure that you continue the conversation. Share this with someone else you know. Like if it was hot for you, it's gonna be hot for someone else. So let's get this shared and out there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you.